Hey everyone, today we're diving into the world of the top 5 best HDMI cables in 2024, helping you find the absolute best ones for your home entertainment setup. Whether you're a gaming enthusiast, a movie buff, or just looking to enhance your overall viewing experience, the right HDMI cable can make all the difference. If you want to know about the price and other information, be sure to check the link in the description below. So, let's get started. Starting off our list is the Amazon Basics HDMI 2.0 cable. If you want the absolute cheapest possible, yet still functional HDMI cable, the Amazon Basics HDMI 2.0 cable is for you. The big warning is that this cable is only HDMI 2.0, just supporting a 60 Hz refresh rate at 4 Kelvin. While this guide will overall push you to get an HDMI 2.1 cable, this is the only HDMI 2.0 cable on the list. This really isn't too bad of a deal if you want something on the cheap. To put it into perspective, one of the best laptops refreshes at 60 Hz in lower than 4 Kelvin resolution. It's simply not that bad. This being said, the savings here aren't so great that better cables should be skipped over. An HDMI 2.1 cable will likely last you years and years if you don't feel the need for the latest tech, and will only cost a tad more. Plus, features that will be popping up on your next TV, monitor, etc. won't necessarily work with your old 2.1 cable. This is the best HDMI cable for you if it is destined to be for a dedicated setup using older equipment, or if you want to buy it in bulk. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up to buy 2 cables, one now and one in the future. Next up, we have the Zeskit Maya Ultra HDMI cable. The Zeskit Maya 2.1 HDMI cable uses quality braiding, and its wiring is built to resist interference from EMI waves, while the interior is built with a single solid body copper wire instead of the many wires that other HDMI cables might have. Available lengths run from 1.5 feet to 10 feet, all of which are customer tested and approved. Its unibody plug-in heads are nestled into a zinc alloy housing for enhanced durability. For most people, this is the best HDMI cable to get. With some HDMI cables hitting over the $40 or even $50 mark, it can seem scary to buy one on the cheap. However, the Zeskit Maya HDMI 2.1 cable is likely for you. While being below the $20 line, this cable from Zeskit still manages to reach the HDMI 2.1 certifications that should last you for years with upgraded equipment. That means it can work well with ERC, HDR, Dolby Vision Atmos, and many other highly requested features in an HDMI cable. It will pair well with your computer, TV, laptop, and projector, and can appropriately connect with Apple TV, consoles, monitors, and more. Moving on to our third pick, the Highwings 8 Kelvin HDMI cable. A close second to the Zeskit Maya, the Highwings HDMI cable is a customer favorite and has a slightly lower price than some of the competition. The tough braiding on the exterior looks nice too, making it one of the best HDMI cables in terms of appearance. This braiding, along with its anti-break, fray-resistant head, makes the Highwings HDMI cable perfect for throwing in your travel bag or bringing along for your projector during business presentations. That being said, this technology makes the ends rather stiff and non-pliable, making them harder to plug in more cramped spaces. Another thing to note about the Highwings HDMI cable is the absurd possibilities in the length of the cord available. It's best to get the shortest length possible, but if need be, you can get a Highwings HDMI cable up to 330 feet long if you desire. There can be some customer complaints about HDR not working, but that goes with the territory of overly long HDMI cables. Stick to what you need, and the Highwings HDMI cable is one of the best. Our fourth pick is the Cable Matters 8 Kelvin HDMI cable. The Cable Matters HDMI cable will allow your 4 Kelvin gaming monitor to operate at its maximum refresh rate. That matters if you're a gamer with lightning-fast reflexes and want an extra edge in those sniper-on-sniper duels the best FPS games are known for. It's also a big deal if you want to get the most out of your fancy monitor. Plus, it can operate in 8 Kelvin up to a 60 Hz refresh rate if you want the extra beauty and aren't too concerned with the refresh rate too much. One of the reasons this cable is recommended as the best HDMI cable for gaming is its speed. The other is the discounted rate you can get on color-coded multipacks for your dual monitor setup. Unfortunately, the color coding is limited to the heads and not the PVC covering of the wire itself, but that's still enough to see what is going where should problems arise. Last but certainly not least, we have the Cable Matters Right Angle HDMI cable. If you're a console gamer, one of the trickier parts of setup is running wires behind your TV. This is in large part due to the way TVs tend to have their HDMI connections facing outward from the TV while also abutting walls and cabinetry. One solution is to have downwards facing connections on your TV. Another is buying a high-quality right-angle HDMI cable, such as the Cable Matters right-angle HDMI cable. Believe it or not, one of the most sought-after cables is an HDMI cable for PS5 consoles. Part of this comes down to confusing messaging from Sony, which mentions that PS5 supports HDMI 2.1, but the hallmark HDMI 2.1 benchmark of 4 Kelvin at 120 Hz is not fully supported by most PS5 game makers. They then go on to assert that auto low latency mode is supported, but only if you use HDMI 2.1. To further confuse you, there is this officially licensed PS5 HDMI cable that happens to be quite expensive. So, there you have it, our guide to the top 5 best HDMI cables in 2024. Whether you're a tech enthusiast or just want to enhance your home entertainment, investing in a quality HDMI cable is worth it. Check the links in the description below. I mentioned each product. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tech reviews and guides. Until next time, happy watching.